inspiration, education, action. This is the Seeds to Success Show with Ben Godinez on Money 105.5.
Welcome back to the Seeds to Success Show. I am your host and Insurance 101 guy, Ben Godinez with Gateway Insurance Group. Take the if out of life and learn to live. We are here with Andrew from Flatland Brewing Company. Thanks so much for joining us here today, my friends.
Thanks for having us. It's been great. I love it.
Absolutely. Talking about beer, and his lovely wife, Michelle, who is the backbone of the business. So we thank you for letting him start his home brew in the kitchen and mess up probably all your pots and pans.
It's the least I could do. Look where we are today.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it all paid off.
It's awesome. So we are going to, in just a moment, we'll have Jen join us here, hopefully, with her Jen's Jewels of Wisdom once we get her on the phone. But in the meantime, I'm going to do the... Oh, actually, we're just going to get Jen on the phone right now because she's on. Fantastic. She's on her Facebook Live, and she said she's on. So, Jen, are you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly fine. Thanks so much for joining us from El Paso, Texas.
Oh, my gosh. We're actually at an hour outside at Fort Hancock. There's, no reception here. So I've been trying to listen to the show, but have not been able to get a whole lot of traction here. So... But I'm glad I'm on.
Well, we're happy to have you here, Jen. So Jen joins us every week for 2 minutes of wisdom. She is a personal life coach and business development coach. So we're going to hear what she has to say in relation to what we're talking about here.
Yeah, and I hope I've prepared something in effect to what I think we were talking about today, and I hope it applies. So listen up, everyone. So basically what I believe we're talking about is the law of supply and demand, right? And Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey go over this in the 11 Forgotten Laws. So think about this. Jesus said, ask and it shall be given, seek and ye shall find, knock and it will be open to you. Even the Upanishads, our 5,000-year-old religious text, states, from abundance they scooped abundance and more abundance remains. However, our human experience is with media and big business that we are trained as humans for a lack of scarcity, a lack of limitation. So we feel we have to compete for business, compete for jobs, and compete for the goodness that we desire and want. So, but we can't let this kind of thinking fool us. It is our way of thinking, our beliefs and attitudes that give us this perception of the world. So ignorance, lack of understanding is our biggest problem. Solomon said, in all you're getting, let's get understanding. So when we come from a place where our belief of life is established through abundance, that there is enough for everyone, how do we develop this? How do we do this? So think about replacing a competitive mindset with a creative mindset. Competition, by definition, is a negative state where there isn't enough for everyone, right? Whereas on creativity, on the other hand, is a positive state, encouraging growth through the use of the imagination. So this reminds me of a short story about a fourth-generation Western barber in the 1970s. His son was home from break from school, and he came out to visit his father, who seemed to be down and out, about a new chain of $6 haircuts that had come to town and started taking his business. So the father was so depressed and worried about having to close his shop that the son wanted to help him. So the son believed and came from an abundant mindset that there is plenty for everyone. So he sat down with his father to try to turn his attitude around. And he tried to get his father to think of ways of not having to close his business. So when the son started throwing out ideas on how to open it up again, the father started to get excited. And within a few minutes, they had an idea for new advertising, which, when employed, they had their highest income ever by over 11% of what their highest income ever was. The advertisement was, we fix $6 haircuts. So what do we get from this story is we look beyond the physical of what's in front of us. The son has tapped into his creativity with the use of his imagination, with the need for more was fulfilled. So the son came up with an approach of what the father's business always provided, the community, the service of haircuts. And as I believe the Flatland Brewing Company, they are based in service to the community, right, providing them what they want. So the farmer just didn't come up with a unique selling proposition. They actually came up with a unique service proposition. And as we know through the law of compensation, we are compensated based upon the service we provide. So the points to remember here are, we can harmonize our thinking that there's infinite amount of abundance. We train our minds to see what we want instead of what we don't want. Number two is we move from competitive state to the creative state through the use of our imagination. how can we make something happen? Not how can we not. How can I be better than I was yesterday? Not how can I be better than them. When we attract what we believe and not what we want, and we stay in service of helping others, we are automatically helping ourselves. So I hope that this applies to what you guys are talking about today. We pulled over on the side of the road, and that is the 2-minute mindset. I'd love to be there with you, but definitely enjoying us here. So I hope that applies, and you can take lots of wisdom from that little jewel.
Thank you so much, Jen. That was awesome. You basically invented haircuts, right? I love it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for joining us here. I know you're all the way across the country on a baseball tournament. We wish your son luck, and we hope that he does really well.
Actually, this week it's about a wedding.
This is the wedding.
Son's wedding.
Last week was the baseball tournament.
Dallas bound for a wedding. So
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's been great, and we're gonna unpack that a little bit more here in closing here with Andrew. So we thank you so much for all that, Jen.
Fantastic. I'm going to jump off, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks. So what is your life service is, I think, what I got from that, right?
Yeah, community. Gosh, it's we talked about it previously. It's community. We wouldn't be where we are without them, and as long as we keep providing and making good quality beer,
right?
That's very important. Then community will help us.
The thing that we talked about at the Dream Life Academy with Seeds to Success, and what we really try to focus on is finding your passion. And within that, what is your service? Because you will only be paid in relation to what your service is, how good your goods or services are.
Right.
So if you're not making enough money, it's not because there isn't a demand for it necessarily. It's you need to add more service. You need to add more value to what you do. And so what makes you guys unique? And that's what I love about what you guys are doing. You guys have taken what would be considered a saturated market for any business owner to go, now do I want to start a brewery when there's literally 20 of them downtown? That would seem ignorant to some people. But you guys have taken that and said that there is a demand, and because of that, I'm going to do something different and unique.
Right.
And that's so beautiful. Which leads me to my 1 minute of Insurance 101 guy. I want to give you guys a little insight as I do every single week, that makes me unique and what makes insurance a little bit different, because as we see on every commercial break, there is some 1-800 number that you can call to save money for. So I want to give you guys a little insight, and there's two things I want to talk about. One thing to avoid, one thing to do. First of all, when you start a new insurance policy, you must cancel the old one. It would seem like it's common sense, but you have to remember to cancel your old one. And what happens is, if you don't, then in case of mostly your home insurance, which is usually what people forget about, your mortgage company continues to bill your old insurance company, and they don't pay for your new one. And then you're double paying, and then you're paying out of pocket for the home insurance on one and then your escrow on the other. And it's very difficult to get a refund when it's been a year. So I had this morning where someone forgot to cancel their old insurance policy. So make sure that you cancel the old one. The one thing to do is to be with a company or a broker that will look out for your best interests and ideally shop the market for you. Because if you're stuck with one insurance company for 20 years, it doesn't mean that you've got the best deal. And that's usually where I find that I'm able to save people the most amount of money, because they've been comfortable. And what insurance companies do is they slowly raise rates. And so I noticed this with my friend. He emailed me and he said, hey, my insurance rate up went $8 this year. And I went, that's normal. That's okay. But it will add up over 5 years, so let's reshop it in 5 years if it continues to go up. But sometimes it goes down. So make sure you're looking out for you have somebody that's looking out for your best interests. Okay. All right. That's your Insurance 101 guy. Follow me on social media, Ben.Godinez on Instagram, and you might subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ben Godinez, and look for your Insurance 101 videos. All right. So now we got the actions part of the segment here, Andrew. So how are we going to call them to action to come and visit you guys this weekend?
Yeah, so this weekend we got the crowler machine, so that's incentive enough. Get your crowlers, get your beer out. It's fun, it's cool. You can take it backpacking, it's lightweight, camp, beaches, lakes.
Oh, there you go.
The other thing we're going to do for the show is a little half-off sampler flight.
Okay.
So you guys come in and mention the show in any way. We're not going to use a discount code.
All right.
In any way. Just say, hey, I heard of it, or whatever. We'll give you guys a full sampler flight for half off.
All right. So what does that entail?
So, yeah, what does that entail? You get up to 8, depending on how many beers we have on, currently 8, 4-ounce beers. And it's kind of a great way to wet the whistle first
Right.
and see what we're doing and how we are different and unique.
So 32 ounces of beer.
Gosh, and that would be $8.
$8.
That's insane.
That's usually the price of like one good craft beer at a bar.
Yeah, yeah, for
you're
half
getting
that amount.
32 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So just mention Seeds to Success or heard about you on the radio or on the show
Yeah.
or Facebook Live or YouTube. Or,
There's many ways to do it.
yes, absolutely. Okay, cool. Where are you guys located?
9183 Survey Road, Suite 104. We're the last building right before the golf course on the right side.
Okay, excellent. Thank you guys so much for being here. I can't thank you guys enough. I hope you guys that are listening got something great from this to apply to your lives this week. Be an entrepreneur or be an entrepreneur. Go out there and make something happen. Go out and be successful. Thanks so much, and follow us on social media, Seeds to Success. We'll catch you next time on the Seeds to Success Show.